Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Corona, we ain't afraid.
Still waiting.
Come
on, family. Morning.
Come and join us as we talk about Corona. Oh, I never put no words on my Instagram.
It says I'm live now. How come yours look like that? And we hearing about whether we also know it's a respiratory disease, but whether or not if it's infectious, whether people are asymptomatic, whether or not boosting the immune system can actually help you get the antigens and get the antibodies. So there's a lot of different things where we're talking about the coronavirus, right? So we're gonna talk about all that tonight. So
yes.
I'm just dragging it a little bit to make sure people can come in. I see people coming in.
Hey, Sister Azima.
Hey, Ashley Scooty, what's up?
So yeah, and we welcome questions too as we go.
Yeah, so y'all can ask y'all questions too.
Share.
You feel me?
And we welcome any theories that you have.
Yes, peace and love to everybody joining.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Coronavirus, man. So everybody's quarantined right now. Everybody's trapped in the house, home. You know what I'm saying? What they putting on Instagram, stay at home. So they're marketing this to us. They're marketing stay at home, don't leave. They're telling us social distancing right now. So this is the way you're watching me right now through your Black Mirror, through your phone, is how they want us. Is how they want us to be in contact with each other. Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Ronnie Rochester.
Peace.
Sorry, Ronnie P. Rochester. Peace. Miss Prevost.
Hi, Daddy.
What's going on? Hey! Mr. Regis, what's going on, man?
And then a song about mommy comes on.
So...
Family!
Yeah, family.
Oh, yeah, that's another good piece that we would love to touch on. Families are home together. Children are home together. Families got to deal with their children for the first time in how long?
All right. Cool. So I'm about to start talking this science. Now I've been out working every day. Yeah. Oh, nah. All right. I hear you, cuz.
Yeah, some people are going to work.
Yeah, some people are going to work. Some people are out there.
Essential.
Peace. VQ Margarine.
They're naming things essential and non-essential. Keep that in mind as things progress.
All right. Cool. All right.
Yes. He said chilling.
All right, family. Look, so I'm about to take over real quick. I'm about to talk on it. Let's do it. We're talking about the coronavirus today. Right? Tonight, the coronavirus. What is the coronavirus? What is it, right? So first of all, we have to understand what a virus is.
What is a virus?
And how, no dominoes games. Nah, no dominoes tonight, man.
No, that's not social distancing. You can't play dominoes together. You're going to be too close.
So look, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. About what a virus is. Remember, I'm going to be dropping a YouTube lecture on this with visuals and stuff. I might show some of it tonight too, just a little snippet. But what a virus is and how it can actually, enter, our cells. How it can, cause damage. Where's the mouse? Oh, how it can cause damage to us as well. So when we're speaking about the coronavirus, the reason why they even call it coronavirus is because, hey, peace, beautifully black. You gotta be beautifully black, man.
That's the only way to be black.
Black. It's the only way to be black. Black and beautiful, right? Essence Awards. What's going on, family? So when we're speaking about the coronavirus, right, we got to understand that the reason why they even call it coronavirus is because corona means crown in Latin. So crown is Latin for corona. So when you're looking at the corona on a molecular level, right, or in a light microscopy, or when they look at it in a light microscope, right, you can see how it looks. It looks like a crown. So I'm going to show some of y'all real quick how it looks.
Your mother, yes, she cares for you. I know there is the reason why I
Big Bruiser.
So clearly his music doesn't want to leave. So yeah, you can see, looking at it, it looks just like a crown. That's crazy. But it's tunes, right? It's tunes.
Alright, so you can see that they call this, you see how crown, so there's different strands. Sorry, Facebook, I'm not showing you right now. Hey, Ebony,
but y'all can see
what's
it
going on, sis?
on the YouTube.
Peace and love, sis.
Hey, sis.
So look, as you can see, the corona, right? Different strands.
Peace.
They call it, so it's a crown, right?
Oh, man, I get so much pee put in here yet. Thank y'all.
Alright, so when we're speaking about that, right, it's types of pathogens as well. So when we speak about the coronavirus, that's why they call it that. So the coronavirus also is different strands. Different strands, meaning that they already knew about this thing from years ago, because this coronavirus actually broke out in 2002 in Asia, right? And as also the coronavirus is known as a COVID-19, right? The coronavirus. Hey, Jelani, what's going on, family? Look, so the coronavirus is also known as a zoonotic disease. If we don't know what a zoonotic disease is an infectious disease of animals, right? That can cause disease that is when transmitted to humans, right? So a zoonotic disease, zoo, right? That's where the animals is at, right? It's an infectious disease that is given from animals. So it is said that the coronavirus, right? The coronavirus is a zoonotic disease, and it was transmitted from animals to peoples. The coronavirus, the SARS coronavirus came out from the civet cats, and MERS, right, came from camels. And it's not known which animals that caused the current coronavirus outbreak, but seriously, scientists believe that they must solve it to prevent this future outbreak, right? So it is said that endangered creatures such as like armadillo or anteater is where this current coronavirus possibly may have came from. Hey, Merge Soul,
which is not what they said, you know? Right? Didn't they say something about a bat? They were showing a line of.
But look, it doesn't matter. Look, that's not even the point that I'm trying to get at. The point that I'm really trying to hound in on is that zoonotic disease, meaning that these things come from animals. So parasites, pathogens, the whole list of these microorganisms and toxins come from animals. Most of the time, or majority of the time, they come from animals. They're living inside of these animals. These parasites are leaching inside of these animals. So when we constantly eat these things now are inside of our bodies, inside of our DNA, inside of our genome, inside of our structure, right? So if we don't put viruses, if we don't put pathogens, if we don't put toxins inside of us, then there will be a reason for them not to enter inside of us. Hey, Travis, Skipper, what's going on, man? Welcome. We're speaking about the coronavirus. So we're giving some information on it. We're going to speak about viruses, pathogens, because we got to understand, family, what I've been trying to tell people is that we breathe viruses and pathogens every single day. It's called microbacteria, right? Antibacterial, you want to get your antibacterial soaps. Those antibacterial soaps don't kill viruses because viruses are very small, right? And they're also dead particles. When they're airborne, you breathe those things in. So these face masks that you see everybody wearing, is it doing them any good, Cakes?
It's doing more harm than good.
Exactly. It's doing actually more harm than good.
And it's not doing good for the virus at all. But it's also doing harm to the body.
A lot of harm to the body, because we got to understand that with this mask that's being put on, that people are wearing, what you're doing is you're actually covering your nasal passage and your nasal cavity. So you're not actually getting fresh oxygen.
It's the recycled
You're
air.
recycling the carbon dioxide that you constantly keep excreted. So all of the toxins that you're excreting out, you're breathing all those toxins right back in. So you're not getting any fresh oxygen. So you're actually lowering your oxygen content. You're actually lowering your oxygen levels. And it's oxygen that actually kills viruses. And so
it's what kills viruses. It's what fuels your cells. Like literally your cells.
So when we constantly put the mask on, and I'm going to show, matter of fact, hold up.
I feel bad for Facebook.
Sorry.
Y'all gotta wait to the YouTube.
So
let me get mine.
When we see this, right? You see these masks? All right, check it out. Boom. This is on the CVS website.
Yep, you can type in CVS right now.
Medical or surgical masks may help reduce the chance of spreading airborne diseases, right? So medical or surgical masks may help the chance of spreading airborne diseases. Many wear them during flu season to avoid infecting others or being infected. They are not, I repeat, they are not designed to protect. They are not designed to protect the wearer from inhaling airborne bacteria or virus particles and are less effective than respirators, such as an N95 mask. Now, family, I'm going to read that. Hold on. I'm going to read that one more time for people's attention span that is a little slow. Hold on. I'm going to read that one more time. Many wear them during the flu season to avoid infecting others or being infected. They are not designed to protect the wearer from inhaling airborne bacteria or virus particles and are less effective than respirators. Peace, God. Athletics in the building. Right? So
CVS is protecting themselves.
What I'm trying to say here is, Jess, what's up? What's going on? Welcome. We're speaking about the coronavirus. All right. So these surgical masks that is being marketed to everybody is not helping. You're actually lowering your oxygen content level because you're recycling. You're recycling all of the oxygen, all the oxygen. It's not even oxygen, it's carbon dioxide because you're excreting carbon dioxide. You exhale carbon dioxide and you're supposed to be inhaling, right? Oxygen, but you're not getting any of that oxygen, right? So it's oxygen that actually can kill viruses. It's hydrogen peroxide that is used, right, inside of the Lysol, right? And hydrogen peroxide is H2O2, right?
So
O2 molecules.
Oxygen up in there.
So we got to understand this. And another thing, there's a whole lot of things that ties into this thing. So, boom, we killed the face mask thing. We can't wear the face mask. Those surgical masks are they're for surgeons so they don't blow out toxins onto the wound that they're opening. So look at everybody in the street now because they see somebody else. Look at the marketing. Look at the marketing and the psyche that they do. That's why we call this coronavirus Don't Panic. Don't panic, family, because this is how they do. They try to get into your minds. They try to get into your minds. They try to make you, there's fear mongering. They try to tell you they control. Listen, right now the world is on a slowdown. It's a global pandemic, global shutdown. Right, essential businesses is only open. Hey Liz, peace and love to everybody joining. We're speaking about the coronavirus. We're giving some key details and key information. Dex 5.0. What's going on, family? Welcome to everybody joining. We are speaking about the coronavirus. Hey. Share this to your family. Share this to your friends. Make sure you let everybody know because we are going to be giving some bomb information right now and some key information to make sure to really make sure that you are armed with this information when you're out there, right? Because if information is knowledge and the knowledge that you have has to be applied, and we have to make sure that we're passing this on because in a time like this, all we got is each other. All we got is ourselves.
Seriously.
Right now, we can kind of see that the powers that be, the elite, they kind of, they're shifting, they're changing the world right in front of us. We're watching the world go from, physical into digital, right? It's not. It's going into a digital age right now. Like I was saying earlier in the live, social distancing. So they're literally trying to keep us away from each other. They don't want us to interact with each other. They want us to communicate with each other this way. Depopulation tactics, right? So now, for me to look at you, I'm going to be talking to you through a black mirror, through a black screen, right? They want us to even have sex this way. OnlyFans. They want us to literally communicate with each other through this way. Look what's happening with school now. Schooling is happening online. We're already paying each other money Money is already Cash App, Bitcoin. It's already digital. Everything is going digital now. The dollar has no value. So now all of this happening, they want us to separate. So now even when they see, they don't want us to play basketball together. They can't be in the basketball. You can't sports. No close contact sports. You can't be outside. I saw the governor was on TV saying I saw the guy one of his colleagues and I couldn't give him a handshake. Like they're trying to market this thing to us so that we do the same thing, right? It's funny that they're in their streams and their press conferences with no mask on, but everybody else is wearing these masks because they put it in the commercials. It's in the advertisement for coronavirus, right? So it makes you think that it's actually saving you. It makes you think that you're actually doing good for yourself. But this is the psyche. This is the psychology. This is how they get into your minds. And this is how they make you panic. This is the fear mongering. Because stress is what causes diseases, right? All stress is one of the leading causes of disease. Disease, when the body is in the disease state, it means it's in an acidic state, right? So when the body is in a disease state, hey, peace and love, sis. When the body is in the disease state, that means it is in an acidic state, right? So for these things, for a virus to even enter the body, that means the body already has to be lacking something. It's either lacking oxygen, and also we're going to get into the immune system as well, because your immune system automatically, if it stimulates a response, your body will stimulate antibodies to basically fight the pathogen, right? And what I was saying earlier in the stream as well is that our bodies breathe in pathogens all the time. What do you think probiotics are? You can Google that right now. What is probiotics, family? It's foreign to the body. It's foreign to the body, and it's also bacteria. They tell you that it's good bacteria, right? So it's still it's microbacteria that your body uses, right? Because remember, your body still needs bacteria. So this is when they say antibacterial soap and killing bacteria. You're killing bacteria off yourself. And sometimes with these Purells and all these other hand sanitizers, you're actually adding more chemicals. You're adding triclosan and some of these things that actually dry the skin. It doesn't bring moisture. It takes away the moisture from the skin and brings more chemicals, and it clogs up the pores and all of that stuff. So you're doing more damage to your body with all of this hand sanitizer. Everybody's getting all of this
sold out.
It's sold out. Everybody's buying all of this toilet paper. They're buying all the toilet paper out, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, they make it seem like they go into the bathroom 24/7. Like they go to the bathroom like they're having bowel movements. Most people are stuffed up with all of the foods that they're eating.
Going
right?
to have a bowel movement every other day.
Let me bring it back to the coronavirus. So we understand that the coronavirus. I'm gonna read one of the articles right now too. I'm not gonna show it because that's gonna be in my lecture on YouTube. So make sure y'all go subscribe. DoMoJOAT. I'm gonna drop all that. So look, I'm gonna do some reading real quick. So the coronavirus. This term refers to the family of 7 known viruses that can infect people. Right. So what that's saying is that this is a strand of 7 strands already, right? So there's strands of the coronavirus because the COVID-19 is a strand of it. So and the U.S. Also has a patent on this thing, right? So keep that in mind. So the coronavirus refers to the family of 7 known viruses that can infect people. They range from coronaviruses that simply cause a common cold to form the causes severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, right?
Y'all remember that?
SARS. Remember SARS? This came out in 2002. Some of us, we was pretty young. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so 2002. And even the deadlier Middle East respiratory syndrome, MERS CoV, right, which is the coronavirus, which appeared in 2012. The name comes from the fact that under a microscope, the virus looks blobs surrounded like crown, spikes like a corona. This is what I was saying earlier. Latin for crown, corona, right? So COVID-19, people are using the term COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2 interchangeably, but those who nitpick will tell you that they actually refer to different things. The new coronavirus itself is officially named SARS-CoV-2. The disease the virus causes in people, the fever, coughing, shortness of breath, and severe cases of pneumonia and death is the name COVID-19. So SARS SARS-CoV-2 causes COVID-19 in the same way HIV causes AIDS, right? So we're gonna understand the two different strands of this thing, because there's 7 strands of this coronavirus. This is why you can look at the Lysol can and you can see SARS coronavirus. You can see that there's a coronavirus there. And what do they use? What is one of the leading ingredients inside of Lysol? Hydrogen peroxide. What is hydrogen peroxide, or the chemical makeup of that? H2O2. That is hydrogen, 2 oxygen molecules, another hydrogen, 2 oxygen molecules. This is how you get, so it's oxygen, right, used to kill the virus, in a sense, right?
And they got us out here with masks on.
Zoonotic. So the coronavirus is zoonotic, meaning it was transmitted from animals to people. The SARS coronavirus came from the specific cats, and MERS came from camels. It is known not known which animal caused the current coronavirus, but it's a mystery. Scientists believe that they must solve to prevent the future outbreak. The prime suspect so far is a pangolin, an endangered creature that looks like a cross as an anteater or armadillo. They're also saying that it could have been a crossbreed of bats. You know, we were speaking about all this earlier because, you know, they was also having this bat suit. But we got to understand that the point is that these things come from animals, right? It started with them. But then these things also mutate. I said this in the last stream. Go watch Contagion, Outbreak, and I Am Legend. These are 3 good movies. Some of you guys probably did see some of these movies. There's some good movies that could give you a little perspective on this. On the climate of what's going on right now, right? So that's as far as it being zoonotic. Now I want to kind of touch in. Oh, well, look, this is real quick. I want to show y'all this. This is how the oxygen O2. This is how the O2 looks like when it's going to kill a virus, right? Hydrogen peroxide. All right, that's why people use hydrogen peroxide and take this in, right? Hydrogen peroxide is not only used, it fights bacteria, but also viruses, parasites, and yeast as well. So let's check
all
this.
Them
See,
all them
Lysol
things
is hydrogen peroxide. So they use this thing to kill viruses. So remember, guys, we're oxygen beings. We breathe oxygen. We're supposed to get oxygen to the cells, right?
We can't live without breathing.
Blood. Yeah, if we stop breathing, you can't really fast without air. You can't fast on air, guys. You need air to breathe. So this is a needed thing for our lives. So with that being said, we got to make sure that we're getting this thing in here. And another thing about cancer. Cancer can't exist inside of an alkaline environment. And that what that means is that the cancer cells are deprived. When the cell is deprived of oxygen, that is when it becomes cancerous. So if the cell constantly has water, if it's constantly hydrated, because cancer cells are hydrophobic. That means that they don't like water, right? Hydrophobic, phobia, right? If you have a phobia or something, that means you're scared of it. So hydrophobic. So cancer cells are hydrophobic, meaning that they don't like water. They don't, hey, peace and love. What's going on, family? Herbal Bush House. Janelle, what's going on? We're talking about the coronavirus. Welcome. So like I was saying, cancer cells are hydrophobic. What that means is that they don't like water. They don't, and they can't be around water. They don't want to be in water. So when something is cancerous, when a cell is cancerous, whether you have lung cancer, breast cancer, leukemia, any form of it, that means that there's dehydration there, there's a lack of oxygen there, and there's dehydration meaning that there's no water, right? So what we have to do is we have to constantly, we have to change the environment. We have to put in, hey, peace, Isis. What's going on, family? Welcome. We are speaking about the coronavirus. And we're speaking about viruses and how to attack these things and how to fight them off, because our bodies constantly, we take in these things all the time. So tying it back into what I was saying with the cancer cells. Cancer cells are hydrophobic, right? So when we constantly are breathing properly, if we're breathing through our nose, and out through our mouths, that means we're actually breathing with the nasal passage. The nasal passage and nasal cavities filtering the air. Look, let me show you. Respiratory system. Respiratory, right? So, so we're speaking about the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity filters the air, warms the air, also moistens the air. So your nose is a filtration system. If we're not breathing through our nose, that means we're taking in all these toxins when we breathe like this. All these toxins. And if you have that mask on now, all you're going to be doing is just cycling all those toxins over and over right back into your system. Constantly. So that means you're not fighting viruses. You actually constantly keep putting them right back into you. Right? All of the time. So with that being said, we have to now use the information, right? Some of y'all came a little late, so let me show y'all something real quick. Y'all didn't know that with this mask, right? Everybody is wearing this mask right now, right? When you see them, let them know that this is on the CVS website. This is who sells the mask. Medical or surgical masks may help reduce the chance of spreading airborne diseases, meaning you basically excreting the disease or letting it come out of you, right? But many wear them during the flu season to avoid infecting others or being infected, but they are not designed to protect the wearer from inhaling airborne bacteria or viruses. I repeat, they are not designed to protect the wearer from inhaling airborne bacteria or virus particles, right? So that being said, we are wearing this, not we, but people are out there wearing this thinking that they're doing something good, and they're actually doing something that is harmful, not understanding that they're actually lowering their oxygen content levels. And I just told you that it's oxygen that kills viruses. So if you don't if you're not, and also they're trying to keep us inside. So them trying to keep, so we're inside. That means we're not getting fresh oxygen, right?
Hey, peace, Marilyn.
Remember, so we can't see it. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, well, if you can see me, don't worry. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop my YouTube video. I'm gonna drop it with the whole thing. Sorry, Facebook family. I'm not picking up the laptop to show.
Stay tuned. The YouTube is coming soon.
Stay tuned. No worries. Y'all be able to see that when I drop it on my YouTube, DoMoJOAT. But we're speaking about viruses still, right? So but look, this is all gonna lead to something, because does anybody know Illflix? What's going on, family?
It's Zayek's family.
Yeah, Zayek's family is here, man. What's going on? Zayek's family listen. Homeschooling at its best. Yes. Go look at us. Go follow us, man. Go look us up, man. But look, if y'all don't know where this whole thing started off at, where the coronavirus first had its first outbreak, it was in Wuhan, China.
That's right? Why he's calling it the Chinese virus.
This is why,
like the Spanish flu, y'all.
Exactly. This is why President Trump is saying that this is the China virus, right? Because it came from China. So it came from Wuhan, China, right? So, and it was said that it came from there, right? So I'm going to read an article. It's on CNN. So a strict ban of the consumption of farming of wild animals is being rolled out across China in the wake of deadly coronavirus epidemic, which is believed to have started at a wildlife market in Wuhan, right? Although it is unclear which animal transferred the virus to humans, bat, snake, and pangolin have all been suggested. China has acknowledged it and needs to bring to a lucrative wildlife industry under its control to prevent another outbreak. So they're saying that this thing started in Wuhan, China at a wet market, right? But what else started off in Wuhan, China? Now look, this is something that they're trying to say is fake information. They're trying to say that this is not real. They're trying to throw this thing under the bus. They're trying to say that it's not there. But we gotta keep saying it, because listen, when they tell us something, we gotta go the other way. We gotta listen.
Do our research.
We gotta do our research. We gotta do our due diligence. So look, y'all, check this out. Same day. Not even the same day, sorry, but around the same time, right? February 2019, in China, they built a 5G smart highway. So what this highway is doing, these cars are driving themselves. Right? So China's state-owned telecommunication company, China Mobile, is building a 5G smart highway project in Wuhan, Hubei province, right? The first 5G smart highway project in the country is currently under construction. Right now, that was February 2019. Right now, we already know it's March 2020. right? So once it's complete, the telecommunications company plans to introduce 5G services on the highway, starting with the small toll stations, and so on and so forth, right? So this 5G, right? This is out there, right? This was out there at the same time that happened, right? So what is the 5G though? We're going to speak about that. Because the 5G, do we know? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show it.
It's on our phones
like I said,
now.
It's on the phones right now. It's on our phones right now. Peace and love, humble me. What's going on, family? Nakal B. Mita B 25. Nita B 25. F hard work. Rain God. What's going on, family? Peace to the God and the goddesses. All right? But yeah, man. Came for the knowledge. Yeah, man. Come get that knowledge. You already know what to do. So, we're speaking about the evolution of 5G right now because we just spoke about, look, we saw, exactly, it's radiation. It's radiation. So, look, you can see that the 5G, hold up. I'm going to tie it in for you real quick. Let me break this down real quick. Let me see if I can go. So, we see Wuhan, China, right? This is where the wet market started. Then we go 5G in China, right? But what is 5G? Some of us don't know what the 5G is. This is radio frequency. This is how we're using our internet right now. It's broadband frequencies, right? So this is the evolution of it. 1979, this is when it first started. And we first had those little cell phones, and your parents first had those little cell phones. Then we went into the Nokias and all that stuff. We was playing Snake and all that stuff. Then we got to the Sidekicks and all that, you know, Blackberry phones and all that stuff, chirps and all that. Boom. Then we got into iPhones, where we at now and all that. And boom, here we at 5G, right? So what is 5G though? I'm going to speak on this real quick though, because see 5G's frequencies. And they are allowed up to 5G is up to 95 gigahertz. So with these frequencies, we vibrate on frequencies. You always hear people talking about vibrational frequencies, solfeggio vibrations and things of that nature, right? Binaural beats, right? So with this 5G, right, this thing vibrates up to 95 gigahertz. Remember this number, right? I go to the next thing, right? You see this? This is the broadband. This is the bands of how far the communication can go when it was at 1G. And then do you see how it keeps going? You see how it keeps getting bigger? Right now we at 5G. This is how much. So this is your modem. This is your modem that's in the house right now. It's connecting to a 5G transmitter or 5G tower. And this is all over Wuhan, China. This is where it all started. This is the first place where it started at, right? And then you can see here, 5G. See the bandwidth to that? The bandwidth is 300 gigahertz. Marquise, peace, God.
Sorry,
More Zayek's family.
It's going to be on YouTube.
All right?
Sorry,
see that? 300 gigahertz. But what is a gigahertz? When we speak about, remember, spoke about frequencies. The rate at which vibrations occur, right? Occurs that constitute a wave. So it's a wavelength, either in materials of sound waves or in electromagnetic fields. So we are electromagnetic beings, right? So as in radio wave as light and usually measured per second, right? So when we look at this in the bandwidth, right, you can see here, hey, Vaughn, peace, God. What's going on? Welcome. Sorry, Facebook family, that I can't see. Don't worry. You can subscribe to my YouTube. I'm going to drop all of this on there. So look, you see the radio wave frequencies here. This is what a hertz is, right? So when we're looking at 5G, the 5G right now, the thing that's connecting our internet, how you're watching this live right now, if you have that 5G on your phone, you're using this bandwidth, 300 gigahertz. So when you look at 300 gigahertz, what is that on the frequency? What is that on the radio spectrum? The EHF. What is EHF? It is extremely high frequency. Extremely high frequency. Why? Queen Love, peace.
Around that?
So this is an extremely high frequency. So we can see how it went up. It started down here and then it went all the way up here. So now we are constantly behind this. We are constantly behind this radiation. So we are being microwaved, literally. So you can see that this is the radio spectrum. This is not conspiracy. This is literally what it is. So we can kind of see that this is the 5G is vibrating at 300, right? 300 gigahertz. 300 gigahertz. And then we can see here at 300 gigahertz is an extremely high frequency, right? So when we speak now, watch this, y'all. This is where it gets into what's happening with this coronavirus and the respiratory issues and all of that. At 60 gigahertz, remember this number, at 60 gigahertz, oxygen molecules in the atmosphere interact with the RF signals, RF meaning radio frequencies, right? Signals to cause significant attenuation. What is attenuation? Attenuation is the reduction of the force, effect, or value of something. So meaning that the oxygen is now losing its force.
Headaches. Yep, me too, sis.
Right? It's losing its force.
And lots of my clients.
So let's be clear on this. At 60 gigahertz, oxygen molecules in the atmosphere interact with radio frequencies, right? That's very important to remember, because now, due to the attenuation at 60 gigahertz, the band is not a good frequency to use for long-range radar or communication. This is what 5G is doing: long-range communication, and radar communication. This is how we use our internet as bandwidth, right? So communication applications, right? Across the world. So at 60 gigahertz, right, O2, oxygen, can cause an attenuation up to 10 dBkm. As we go up higher in frequency, gases in the atmosphere start to react to the RF signals, causing attenuation. What is attenuation? The reduction of force, the reduction of the force, effect, or the value of something, family. So this causes the same symptoms that the coronavirus does. It causes the lack of oxygen. It causes the fever. It causes the respiratory issues. Mm-hmm. It causes the coughing. Right? So
symptoms my clients have been affected with coronavirus.
So there's the same symptoms because we actually know somebody that's been affected with the coronavirus. So we know somebody that has the same thing, right? So this is what's happening in the oxygen levels in the air, right? And when I go down here, matter of fact, should I show this video?
Let's wait.
Go to the YouTube. I'm gonna show you. I have another video up there that's gonna show a lot of different things. But look, I ain't gonna just not show y'all good things too. So look, we have an immune system.
Yup.
Right? Because this is not necessarily just for the 5G right now. Now we're speaking about viruses, because the 5G is a whole nother topic. Because the 5G towers, right? The 5G. Oh, hey, what's good, Hydro? My boy Hydro was up in the building on Facebook, man. Yeah. The 5G tower is some bull too. Yeah, the former MTA commissioner gonna say he don't know why them towers being up there all over the city. Exactly. So somebody just told us that they all over the city. Wow, you guys got the science technology down. Oh, you already know, King. You know what I'm saying? We here dropping the science for the family. We got to make sure we know the information, because once we arm information, then we can utilize it.
Right? They can't stop us. Don't panic.
You know better, you do better. All right, so we speaking about, so the 5G is something different than dealing with the virus, because the 5G is oxygen. Because what is happening is those frequency levels is messing with the oxygen levels, and we're oxygen beings. We can't live without oxygen. You can't not breathe. I mean, you need to breathe oxygen. If I stop breathing now, I mean, hypoxia, you lack of oxygen, or you suffocate and you die, right? So we need oxygen. We need to breathe, right? So this is why we drink water. Our body's 80 to 90% water. Water is what? H2O, hydrogen, 2 oxygen molecules. So we need that to sustain our lives, to have an optimal life, right? So this is how we can kill viruses. This is how we will understand how these things work as well, too. So with the virus now, immune system. You have an immune system, immunoglobulin, which basically is meant to produce an immune response. And with your immune system, You basically take in certain molecules, you take in foods, you take in herbs that will help you produce antigens that will produce the antibodies. There we go. And I was looking at my wife. So you produce the antibodies that will have the antigens connect to the pathogen, so the pathogen doesn't enter you as which is the host cell. Mm-hmm. So that is the whole science behind that. So when you look at this, right? If you have a healthy immune system, immunity in action, a healthy immune system can defeat invading pathogens. As shown above, where 2 bacteria that cause gonorrhea are no match for the large phagocyte, called the neutrophil, and that engulfs and kills them. Right? So you can see there's no match. So if your immune system is if your immune system is strong, once these pathogens enter, it sees it, it's on guard. And it already has it stimulates an immune response. And guess what? It creates antibodies. Let me just show you real quick.
Yeah. While you do that, this is that I already can't breathe on a good day with my asthma. I'm scared. What can we do? And then she said she was getting her water right now. So that's what's up, sis. That you already doing something good. Doing something good.
Your body produces antibodies, right? And then the antigens connect to them. The antigens, you see how it connects to the pathogen? It clumps them. The antibodies clump the pathogens together, right? So they don't enter your cell. And this is what they use. The scientists use this. They extract the antibodies and say, hey, they're going to pump this in you with the pathogen. That's the vaccine. They give you the virus and the antibodies. So somebody that would naturally be immune to something, right? Because just like black folks, we're gonna say it, us indigenous folks.
Because even when we get it, we're not showing symptoms.
Us indigenous folks, right? Us indigenous folks. Now I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
Yeah, we just joking.
But what I'm saying is that us as indigenous folks, as black folks, right? We might be, our bodies have a natural immunity to certain things, just like malaria. When we got bit by the mosquitoes, what happens? The body naturally, the blood forms into a sickle, right? And this is what happens, and this is how we get sickle cell, right? Sickle cell anemia.
And the beautiful thing is, the body's doing that to prevent harm. It's like the body is always doing what it's supposed to do. So it transforms, it flows, it ebbs and flows to keep you good.
Hold on, peace, sis. You said wait quickly. I missed the very beginning. Did you say yes to probiotics? Oh, well, what I was saying about probiotics is that probiotics, in a sense, is they call it healthy bacteria. I'm not saying yes or no to probiotics. I know I don't necessarily put probiotics in me, but what I will say is a probiotic is when we eat foods and they actually, they might just ferment or mold inside of you, and that bacteria is now inside of you. That is a probiotic. That's a biotic. It's a bacteria, it's micro, that's now inside of the body, and your body will differentiate what's good and what's bad. Your body, this is why you have an immune system.
Always knows what to do.
Your body will know what to do. Your body will see, okay, well, I don't need this, I need that. So let me get this, let me take this, let me excrete that. I don't need this, right?
So many systems.
Your body is made up of over 1 trillion cells, and each of these cells make up cell tissues, and the tissues make up the organs, and the organs make up the organ systems, and the organ systems make up the organelle, and organelle, and then you have the organism, right? So when we're speaking about probiotics, just to answer your question, they call it healthy bacteria, right? But if you were to eat molded bread, right, that you would find to be healthy, right? If you would think that
your body, yes,
right. If you would find that food to be healthy, and when you eat it, guess what? If it's fermented inside of you, your body already has the bacteria in it, right? So what I'm saying is, we breathe these things, we eat these things all the time. You guys watching right now have microbacteria in you right now. You probably done breathed in a whole bunch of viruses, pathogens. You probably if you ate meat, you definitely had parasites in you.
And
if you eat mushrooms, you definitely have fungi all up in you. Right? Nutritional yeast, kombucha, It's all parasites. It's all pathogens. It's all micro. The body sees it, and guess what? It's going to say, I don't need this. I need that. And it causes reactions. It's either going to cause dysfunction or it's going to cause harmony. And everybody's body is different. Everybody's blood type is different. Everybody's body reacts differently. So this is what I'm saying, that even when this coronavirus epidemic is here, when this whole epidemic that's here, we can kind of see that everybody reacts to it differently, because some people's bodies are susceptible to certain diseases. Why? Because they have a weak immune system. Yes, what's going on, Ishmael?
Their
Water
immune
is
system
life.
may not just be activating whenever there's a threat. They might just be like, oh, I'm tired. You maybe eat mad food and you got mad extra weight and it's hard to pump blood through the veins. Like, I can't work today. I haven't got no energy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you one more thing too, because look at this real quick. You see this? Parasites, tapeworms. These things are in what? Pork. A lot of the things. Malaria, right? This came from what? The mosquitoes being eaten. Fungi, mushrooms, bacteria. But virus, acellular. So these things are living. They enter the cells. They control you, right? They can tap into your nervous system, into your vagus nerve, and make you cause a whole bunch of hormones to go off.
And
Virus,
tell you that you got
exactly.
too.
Viruses are dead. They're very small, and they poison the cell. They poison the cell and they multiply. That's how they replicate, right? So we got to understand the difference between the two, because there's a whole bunch of them. You see, there's pathogens. You got bacteria. So when we talk about antibacterial soap and stuff, you have good bacteria that your body needs to fight off some of these other pathogens, because some of the bacteria is actually antigens, right? Because we need those things to fight off. They're part of the immune system, part of the immunoglobulin to help you fight off bacteria, right? So these things it gets deep, man. It's a lot of stuff. You see, you have these parasites in the foods, and a lot of the foods that we eat.
Scary, y'all.
And we constantly, these are in the foods that we eat every day.
Look at this.
This is actually in the foods that when you go to the market, not the farmer's market. When you go to the supermarket, all the foods that was off the aisle, this is in all that food, right? So that means a lot of people are now taking all the foods that's causing this inside at home, right? See that worm? So yeah, man. So it gets deep, family. So talking about back to the coronavirus and all that stuff. Coronavirus and us, we have to be smart. We have to understand what they're trying to do.